My beloved child, listen closely. What you're about to hear is not comfort. It's calling, not a reminder, it's revelation. The very season you thought was punishment was preparation. The prayers you believed went unanswered were planting something eternal. And now, the shift begins. What I am releasing cannot be delayed, but you must hear every word. Watch till the end, because the moment you turn away might be the moment everything changes. This is not just another video. This is your confirmation. This is your divine moment. Don't miss it. Each sigh, every trembling footstep, every decision to forgive rather than retaliate, to trust instead of surrender. Each one is recorded in my book, where nothing escapes my notice. It is within the hours of your greatest frailty that heaven's light shines most distinctly upon you. You may not have seen me with earthly eyes, but I have never averted my gaze from you. You might have feared your prayers were whispers dropping into emptiness, but each one struck the heavens, stirred my heart, and set in motion shifts in the unseen realm that you will now behold with your own sight. These are not pledges carried off by the breeze, nor are they hopes as fleeting as the morning dew. They are certainties as immovable as I am, the one who never changes. What you regarded as postponement was in reality sacred refinement, so that at the precise moment, in the appropriate location, and within the right season, the blessing would arrive in a way no power could obstruct. My child, this day ceases to be ordinary. This is the day I have decreed, a sacred milestone along your faith journey. This is the season of reaping, the holy response to the seeds of devotion you sowed when no one else was looking. I know there were moments you cried within yourself, "How long, Lord?" I heard not just with my ears, but with the Father's heart. Now I declare, now, my cherished one, the time has come. Doors once sealed shut, I am unsealing them. Bonds you deemed irreparably broken, I am mending them. Dreams you thought were interred eternally, I am restoring with the breath of my spirit. Open your heart widely and accept. Fear not the magnitude of this blessing, nor doubt your merit to receive it. You need not earn it, my mercy itself qualifies you. My sovereign love causes my arm to extend, never withdraw. You have mastered perseverance. You know the reality of silent suffering. You held on to faith even when no one cheered. Now you shall see that I not only observed your faithfulness, I have prepared your recompense fully. Each past interval had significance. Even the storms that appeared to crush your hopes were actually the canvas on which I painted the most radiant hues of my splendor. The instances you were rejected, when doors slammed before you, were not warnings of your inadequacy, but confirmations that I had better things in store. If you have felt loneliness, been cast aside or unseen, then know today that I observed, I understood, and I ordained a beautiful conclusion for your story. I am leading you from obscure places into spheres of honor, not because you craved attention, but so that the light inside you can beam for all to behold. Be unsurprised if events begin shifting with speed. What was once stuck shall begin to move. Questions that lacked answers will now discover resolution, not from your perfection, but because my chosen time arrives. Nothing can withstand me when I act. I am ushering you into a fresh chapter, not simply to endure, but to flourish in your soul, renew your mind, and ascend in strength and mission. No more are you in a season of sowing. You are entering the season of harvest. Welcome it with gratitude and unwavering trust, for I, the Lord, have spoken, and I shall make it happen. As you walk into this new grace, remember it was never for you alone. What you receive today becomes a fountain of life for another person tomorrow. I do not only bless to fill you, but to turn you into a vessel overflowing to the burdened and the broken. Permit the light that has brightened your path to become a torch for those still wandering in the shadows, seeking truth. Do not hold back. Do not hesitate to share the story of my unfailing goodness. Many need precisely the account you have lived. Now you bear not merely a testimony, but a power capable of breaking chains binding others. My child, I am not a random benefactor. All within me aligns with divine timing, sacred order, and eternal design. If I made you await, it was because what I stored for you was meant to last. What I am about to release will not only transform your current reality, but redefine your spiritual identity. You who have withstood will carry influence. You who appeared last shall step to the forefront, not for vanity, but so the world sees I am the living God, who lifts the crushed and seats them in places of grace. Ready your heart, cleanse your thoughts, let go of stale doubts, and clothe yourself in the attire of heavenly expectation. Move forward not as one roaming the desert, but as one who has glimpsed the promised land and feels its soil. Look not behind in accusation, but ahead in worship. For what I accomplish now forms the bedrock of something even grander. And now, my child, I speak with delight. The old chapter is finished. Your tears are wiped away. The door stands open, and I, your Lord, your Father, your King of glory, await you to step into all I ordained for you from the start. Are you prepared? For the time is now, beloved one. Having stepped through an open door now visible to your eyes, having allowed this new season to awaken in your soul, I call you to enter with all your being. Some things from the old world are best left behind, but certain matters in your heart must become firmly established like unyielding rock if you are to advance wholeheartedly. Understand, the paramount focus right now is not your next move, but rather that you maintain a heart completely attuned to everything I speak. Embedded within these tender yet potent whispers are directions, cautions, and promises your spirit has long desired. My child, this is not a moment to rush, nor to be swayed by the cacophony of the world. Let not others' clamor, sensational news, or inner turmoil seize the realm of your mind that is reserved for me. Become still, breathe deeply in my presence, and let the living waters of heaven cleanse your spirit. What I shall impart is not mere consolation, but heaven's strategy, a guiding beam for the way ahead, and a truth so strong that if you seize it, you will never again stray from your path. I know your heart has weighed heavy at times, not because you lost faith, but because your trials hammered at it like flames forging heated metal. Yet as fire purifies gold, I have employed adversities not to demolish your faith, but to unveil its brilliance and secure its steadfastness. Now I desire to infuse you with a different understanding, neither superficial knowledge nor fleeting insight, but a revelation from above. This wisdom elevates you, empowers you to discern my voice from fleshly echoes or the enemy's pitfalls. Grasp this. You are entering a season distinct from all you have known. It transcends mere transition. It is a spiritual metamorphosis. Doors are not just unlocking. I summon you to step into deeper intimacy with me, where my word is not just recorded truth, but a vital breath permeating your entire being. The words you hear today will guide you, acting as a key to unlock what I have long concealed for those who master waiting, standing at the right moment, with the right posture, heart soft before me. Remember, you have gifts, promises, and sacred tasks awaiting, ones you do not chase by human might, but receive through full surrender. Within stillness, I shall impart ideas exceeding your grandest visions. Inside hallowed silence, I will speak words surpassing human language. In the quiet depths of unflinching trust, I shall wrap you in peace that none can steal, for it emerges not from outward conditions, but from my living presence. My child, this enlightenment I grant you is not to help you avoid problems, but to empower you with authority. Think not of yourself as fortunate to be rescued from trouble. No, you are chosen, refined, and commissioned. Everything you now hear is meant to establish in you an unshakable foundation, a mature faith, keen discernment, and a bond with your Creator that no longer wavers. Fear not if I guide you to places where comfort yields to growth, nor be startled if I remove from your grasp the attachments you once deemed vital, which actually obscured my glory. On this renewed path, peace no longer results from controlling your surroundings. It arises from recognizing that I control all things. Joy no longer hinges on people's approval, but on living in step with my perfect will. True satisfaction no longer springs from earthly gain, but from your oneness with heaven. I solemnly urge you, keep your heart alive, not in dread but in discernment, not uneasy but open. In this new season, you shall see and hear things requiring judgment by divine wisdom rather than human reasoning. At times, what appears good is not from me and will guide you astray. While some losses are truly my pruning so that you can rise unhindered, you will be escorted step by step, word by word, breath by breath. As you genuinely embrace these truths, they will be as seeds planted in your depths, taking root, maturing, and bearing abundant fruit. Treasure even the faintest impulses you sense from me, for each whisper reveals a map from the courts of heaven. You walk neither alone nor in chaos. I have predestined all things. This design suits you precisely, arranged before time itself. Beloved one, embrace this certainty. This is not just any declaration or prophecy, but a life-giving breath poured into your soul. When you absorb it fully, your spirit will feel restored. The burdens that once crushed you shall melt away like morning fog under blazing sunlight. The chaos that overwhelmed you shall be rearranged with radiant clarity. And emerging from this sacred stillness, you will find yourself transformed, equipped, healed, directed, and divinely established. My precious child, now that your heart is calm enough to accept every word I say, I long to open your spiritual vision. Recognize the things for which you have prayed, but unknowingly overlooked, distracted by worries. The chances heaven is bestowing seldom arrive with shining lights or loud trumpets. Often, they appear as a gentle invitation, a narrow opening, or an unplanned conversation you never expected. If your heart follows the Holy Spirit, you will navigate beyond the labyrinth of doubt. I prepare a table for you right where you once tasted bitterness. And all these unfolding opportunities are not coincidences, but the outcome of a hidden tapestry I have been weaving for you behind the scenes. Stay alert. Do not let minor disruptions deter you from the grand design I am crafting. When a new relationship emerges, do not judge by outward signs alone, but pray for discernment. An individual without a claim might hold the key to a gate you have knocked on for so long. When a sudden calm blankets your spirit in the midst of turmoil, do not dismiss it as momentary. Understand it as my hand quelling your inner tempest with divine quiet, a sacred reminder that a fresh season truly begins. When your health improves, when your body grows lighter and your mind clearer, never overlook giving thanks, for it is not mere physical renewal, but the dawn of a life reborn in spirit and soul. Study the signs I spread around you. Not every miracle appears grand or showy. Some acts of mine are as subtle as a breeze over a field, though they possess the power to reorder your destiny. You may wait for a large gate to swing wide, yet in reality, all you need is to press on the narrow crack by faith, and I shall complete the rest. Those desires written with tears might be already within arm's reach, though draped in challenges and uncertainties. Seen through human eyes, you might hesitate, but through faith's vision, you will recognize my touch in every facet. My child, what I give now surpasses an answered request. It is a thorough renewal, both inside and out. Bonds once scarred by misunderstandings and wounds are softening under my spirit, so that each word fosters unity instead of rifts. Your calling is not to command others, but to walk in sincere love. In humbling yourself, in forgiving and being kind, I align all things perfectly. Those you believed gone forever might return with renewed hearts. And the new individuals I send will not be weights, but fellow supporters on your journey. What I am performing goes far beyond the surface. The transformations you notice now are mere glimpses of a profound reshaping within you, where faith, hope, and love stir anew. If you remain attuned to my revelations, you will recognize the open doors and gain the courage to step into them. Not every doorway remains open indefinitely. If you hesitate or doubt, you risk losing it. Do not fear the difficulties accompanying these prospects. Through endurance, you will grasp their true worth. Peace does not arise by evading hardships, but in knowing that you are never alone through them. I am clearing pathways the adversary cannot block, gateways sealed in heaven that no one can close once I open them. Yet be vigilant. Not all that gleams is from me, and not all that comes effortlessly is right for you. I shall teach you to distinguish authentic heavenly invitations from skillful deceptions of darkness. If the enemy cannot halt you via pain, he will try luring you with illusions that appear genuine. Remain awake, anchor your spirit in my word, and reject the impulse to sprint into roads divergent from my will. My beloved, in these sacred minutes, every second matters. Treat each as a treasured gem, for within every hour I send subtle, quiet signals bearing eternal gravity. It might be the sense of stillness as you shut your eyes in prayer, a supportive word from an unexpected source, or a soft breeze whispering that I uphold you. Do not disregard these small wonders, for in tiny seeds lie the largest harvests. If you faithfully acknowledge and tend these divine chances, you shall soon see yourself standing in an expanse of plenty, where sorrow turns into joy and hurts transform into anthems of praise. Open your heart, quiet your mind, and avoid being preoccupied with future uncertainties. Direct your gaze to what is already laid before you. I do not ask you to comprehend it all. I merely ask that you trust and progress step by step with me. Let my spirit direct you so you do not wander astray. What once ensnared you shall become your highest lesson. What once burdened you will turn into wings. Even now, understated opportunities wait to be seized by faith, unlocking a luminous chapter of your life that heaven celebrates. Should these words strike chords in your heart, resonating in perfect harmony within your soul, realize it is no accidental feeling. It is a sound from on high, a confirmation that your spirit marches with the Holy Spirit, aligned with the route I charted for you. Do not reduce that stirring to chance or mere sensation. No, my child, I speak to your spirit this way, confirming within you that you are not just hearing a speech, but receiving an active, planted word destined for this exact season. Observe everything unfolding in your life with deeper focus. The gentle changes in your heart, the unpredicted bursts of positivity, the softening of someone you deemed unreachable, the doors you had abandoned as sealed, now opening. None of these are haphazard. They manifest my covenant becoming tangible in ways you cannot deny. The stillness you find, even amid chaos, is the mark of my closeness. The flicker of delight in a dark place where you thought you had no cause to hope is my divine spark, the life breath I ignite in you. Stop calling any of this random. Nothing in my plan is random. If you listen intently and lift your eyes, you will see that all you endure has roots in a lengthy, hidden design. I have carefully watched over each fragment of your life since the days you lacked words to pray, from the time before you understood trusting in me. Now these seeds bloom as scheduled. These blessings do not reward flawlessness, but affirm your perseverance, faith, and steadfast heart. Traits you clutched when everything seemed to oppose you. There was a time you doubted, questioned, wandered through bleak deserts of your heart. Yet I noticed every quivering step. Precisely those fragile steps formed the sacred tempo leading you to this precise moment, your hour of validation. I am the Lord your God, ever mindful of my promises. Each word I speak spans the reach of eternity. Even though you doubted at points, I never pulled back even one declaration. Now, as you sense the brightness of fulfillment, I want you to embrace it joyfully and discern that you are witnessing a genuine bond with me, not a distant or abstract faith. My child, I do not scatter gifts like a game of chance. I am a father. A good father knows when his children are ready. Today you hold the tangible results of waiting, the fruit of purification, the sign that you draw nearer to your real calling. I do not only long to grant your requests, but to form you into a vessel fit to share these gifts with others. This unveiling is only the beginning. I understand a slight uncertainty may linger. Will this persist? Is it genuine? I respond, be unafraid. Do not challenge my love just because you have never experienced unconditional affection. Do not reject my benevolence simply because you are so used to scarcity. You need not question your value. I have given you worth through my Son's blood. Thus, the goodness you see rests not upon your deeds, but on my unchanging promise of love. If your heart softens, if tears of gratitude surface for no visible reason, it is because I am healing you, relieving not merely your pain, but also the burden of feeling forgotten, lifting not just disappointment, but the false idea that you were secondary in another's narrative. No, you stand at the core of the story I compose with undying love. And what unfolds now is no marginal note, but the actual theme. The final evidence, heaven's trumpet declaring, this one is mine. What I have spoken over them is coming to pass. Stand tall, my child. Do not revert. Dismiss the late arriving doubts that threaten to rob the joy I am instilling in your soul. Live daily with unwavering certainty that I lead, I surround, I elevate you along my eternal plan. In every tiny thing, serene rest, a gracious greeting from a stranger, an unexpected answered wish, recognize it as my presence with you. I am here, I am yours, and you belong to me. No predicament will sever us, no offense will also alter my promise. No misstep will overrule the goodness I have decided. I am revealing a chapter that encompasses not simply favor but also identity, not merely outward wealth but inner discernment. Henceforth, you will no longer wander about in a permanent quest for solutions, but walk inside the assurance that I alone hold the answers. Each day shall echo the amen to the yes I have proclaimed over your existence. Dear child, this is not just another transition, but a deeply significant moment in time, a holy landmark set long before the world's foundations. Quietly, within the realm unseen, I was preparing all that is now unveiling in sight. You are stepping from the gloom of extended waiting and the wasteland of fatigue and unanswered prayers. Right now, as your spirit discerns a fresh wind and your spiritual vision detects movement in the heavens, it is assured, you enter an abundant season, a time decreed by heaven beyond hindrance. The outpouring of blessings is no random coincidence. Unforeseen openings, unplanned supernatural connections, and even your profound changes are unmistakable signs that your phase of perseverance is now transforming into one of overflow. During the years you assumed I was silent, I was, in fact, constructing within you a stable foundation. I shaped, refined, and guided you through the blaze, never to destroy you, but to ready you for the fullness of my established purpose. That firm basis is prepared to receive an outpouring, not drip by drip, but a holy torrent sweeping over you. A new journey lies before you, no longer veiled, but clearly visible. The confusion and gloom have lifted. It is a way drawn by my caring, infinite hand, leading not just to physical yield, but also towards spiritual maturity. A path on which you will uncover your purest identity, the self I molded at inception, unclouded by any illusions of defeat or comparison. Therefore, rise courageously. Do not stall. Do not turn back. Do not let bygone defeats hinder your progression. You are free from prior entanglements. Each accusation, each suspicious glance, each heartbreak, wiped away by the Redeemer's blood. Nothing can bind you now. No chain can remain where I decree, go. You are not some flawed version of your old self hoping to improve. You are newly formed, advancing into an everlasting design, sealed by the Immortal One's decree. My child, earlier obstacles loomed like massive barriers in your path. There were times you stood before them feeling insignificant, defeated. Hear me clearly. Those barriers have toppled, not by your might, but through my divine intervention. The very impossibilities are dissolving like fog under my righteous sun. The once unmovable boundaries are now launching pads from which you soar. Let the past not convince you of failure. I, the one who renews all things, am doing something entirely fresh, neither recycled nor diluted nor stained by yesterday's setbacks. This is your season of breakthrough, not in a single realm, but in your thoughts, your heart, your interactions, finances, health, and most importantly, your spirit. You are not merely exiting the desert. I bring you to the promised land. You shall not endure day by day, but flourish in surplus. Those doors you believed shut for good, I now fling open, not just for you to cross, but also for your light to touch others. Do not resist change. Do not fret about unworthiness. If I choose you, I also empower you. If I unbar the door, I will instruct you in crossing it. If I commence a good work in you, I will carry it on until I greet you in glory. Take this on faith, not only intellectually, but in peaceful certainty within your soul. Ignore the voices seeking to overshadow my voice. I did not call you just to abandon you. I did not pave the path for you to stumble alone in the dark. Each footstep you make, I have prepared. Each choice you confront, I have lit with my word. Each load you carry, I carried before you could name it. My dear one, behold that you stand in a spiritual harvest, where hope blossoms in the same ground once watered by your tears and supplications. Be aware that such blessings do not conclude with you. A blessing never terminates with a single recipient. It remains in motion. This story of healing is no longer merely about repairing your own soul, but lifting others. They still crave a sliver of light, a declaration of promise from somebody who has truly emerged from the shadows, proclaiming, you too can leave there. Yes, you receive, not for your sole comfort, but also to impart. The resources now entrusted to you, peace within, renewed health, or novel opportunities, are containers of grace placed in your trust to serve a purpose mightier than your personal gain. You are called to not merely be a beneficiary, but a conduit. Fear not your lack of skill in uplifting others. Sincerity and a genuine heart speak volumes. Often it is not brilliant logic, but a kind presence, a voice that once stood at the same threshold, choosing hope over despair, that can mend hearts. Your story is priceless, never to be hidden but scattered. Every trial you pass through, be it immersed in darkness or bathed in radiance, carries timeless worth if you choose to employ it in encouraging others. Relate how you battled isolation, how in the silent night you still chose to trust. In doing so, you create space where someone realizes, I am not alone. Sometimes one brave voice, transparent and authentic, can revive hope in someone else. Remember, only you can recount your story in its fullness because I wrote it uniquely, with each rise and fall crafted unlike any other. Do not belittle what you overcame, even the minutest detail. There is someone out there craving precisely the testimony you have. By telling it, you manifest a living testament to my unwavering reliability, forging an easier path for those who follow. As you do, you will again develop in faith, insight, compassion, and capacity to love as I love you. You needn't stand on a stage to create impact. It often unfolds during family dinners, in a heartfelt note, in silent petitions for someone else. That is how heaven's labor proceeds. Let every day become a reflection of revival. Arrive in any room with mercy, hope, and a divine vibrancy courtesy of the Holy Spirit. No mighty oratory is demanded. An empathetic look, a steady grasp, or just being there for a wounded soul can move mountains in heaven. I understand certain days you feel exhausted and sharing leaves you vulnerable. But rest assured, I always replenish. Whenever you pour yourself out, I will refill you. Whenever you stoop to support another, you will, in turn, be elevated. Every seed of goodness you release will return in the form of refreshing waters precisely when you thirst. You will understand that no higher purpose exists than to be my extended hand, carrying healing where hearts still bleed. Do not fear imperfection. I never requested perfection to use you. I operate through you in your current state, noticing not your cracks as blemishes, but as potential openings for my glorious light to radiate. I require not your mastery, but your readiness to say, "Yes, Lord, I am willing." And each time you recollect your odyssey, your low points, the rescue that arrived, the instant you nearly capitulated but instead held on, you do more than recount your life. You rewrite hope for someone else. You inscribe on their hearts the unwavering reality of a helper who never deserts. Thus, you stand as a living testament for those around you, not from obligation, but from a soul longing to be part of something far bigger. Let your days resemble a forest rejuvenating, every branch sprout and flowing rivulet, revealing the life that emerges where my spirit dwells. People come not because you are omniscient, but because they detect in you a spark truly ignited by heaven. My beloved, now that you travel the route I ordained, it is more critical than ever that you cling to every vow I carved upon your spirit. They are not poetry or fleeting impulses, but binding covenants that emanate from my mouth, the one whose assurances remain unaltered. In a world where all is unstable, where trust can be quickly lost, my word stands as an unwavering fortress. When skepticism assails you like midday shadows, when fear surfaces through cracks in your resolve, return to my utterances. Think back to when I whispered in your midnight solitude, and arms you could not see encompassed you in comfort. Recall the second you nearly broke but felt revived by a timely verse, or a gentle sign, or a loving gaze. None of this was by chance. It was my reminder that my word is dynamic, operational, and just as potent as when you first believed. Let no turbulence erase what I have affirmed. The adversary will labor tirelessly to sow distrust, to exploit frailties, to amplify isolation, and to make you overlook the times you witnessed my glory. My child, remain vigilant. Do not allow your mind to become a vulnerable battlefield. Guard every word I have spoken like treasure in a barren land, as if preserving a rare jewel in dust and rubble. Those words shall anchor you through fierce tempests, a steady flame strong enough to illuminate the trail when your steps falter. When you collapse in distress with unacknowledged tears, close your eyes and let my voice resonate within your soul. That voice reminds you, you are never forsaken. Your fight is never useless. Everything is under my dominion. If I permitted you into the flames, I have also prepared streams to quench your parched spirit. Do not permit discouragement to rob you of the joy I planted within you like a seed. That joy is not circumstance-based. It is a concealed fountain, silent yet ever present, below the seemingly parched terrain of your soul. My child, receive this truth with a wide-open heart. Allow my words to venture beyond surface-level comprehension into the driest corners of your being. Let my comfort be more than fleeting solace. Let it be a firm foundation enabling you to stand and continue. Every insight I have ever given you was not wasted. They are roadmaps through unexplored valleys, armaments enabling you to wage war not by your might, but by power from on high. You dwell securely in a fortress that cannot topple. The refuge I offer is not an escape, but an empowerment to confront reality with fearless faith. Release the thought that you must manage everything alone. Rest in me, not from laziness, but in the genuine calm that comes from knowing a mighty protector fights for you. In weakness, remember I am your sufficiency. When you are disoriented, know I once abandoned the 99 to reclaim one roving lamb and never quit loving you. If confusion muddles your mind, retreat and allow my words to become your new perspective. Do not surrender the destiny already laid out, nor let passing feelings negate everlasting truths. By holding fast to my promises, you cling to me, for I and my word are indivisible. I am trustworthy, the God of unfailing commitments, unaffected by time or storms. My beloved, if you embed only one unshakable truth in your heart for the rest of the voyage, Let it be that you have never been deserted. You were never set adrift in a chaotic world without guidance. My care for you is not remote or merely sweetly phrased to comfort. It is vivid and active, even in details you do not notice. You may not always sense my nearness, but behind the veil, I continuously prepare the precise elements for your rightful prosperity. Do not interpret silence as absence. Sometimes I remain quiet, not because I distance myself, but because I am diligently crafting a faultless scene for your breakthrough. Like a potter carefully spinning clay, perfecting each curve until it is complete, so I shape your life with deliberate patience. What you label as delay is not negation, but readiness. Persons who pass through your life unexpectedly are no accidents, central segments of a divine thread I alone perceive in full from start to finish. Take heart, my child. Whatever you long for, be it a career shift, a revived relationship, or a spiritual breakthrough, none sits beyond my capacity. I not only anticipate your needs, but know the ideal timing. I do not give rashly just to soothe an immediate thirst. I am your father, and a caring father neither gives too soon and causes stumbles, nor arrives too late and spawns despair. All I do is exquisitely timed, matched to the right moment, person, and setting. The patience you exhibit quietly is never for nothing. Doors will open where you never knocked. Offers will arrive when you feel empty. People will gather not to take, but to carry the load with you. These gifts I have wrapped in time, and when the predestined hour comes, they will be displayed like a banquet of divine validation. All those years you served faithfully and privately are not overlooked. They were preserved in heaven's treasury, and now they rain down on your life as early showers replenishing desolate ground. When things shift swiftly, do not be stunned. The fragments that felt scattered will lock into perfect harmony. Individuals who drifted through your life might resurface in more substantial roles. Concepts once pushed aside might awaken with clarity and develop into deeply meaningful endeavors. When I act, no force can stifle my grace. I do not deliver in moderation, but in overflowing measure, so you can brim with blessing for everyone around you. My child, your unwavering faith was never hollow. It was a sanctified seed that took root and is presently sprouting. Each moment you chose faith over doubt, each pause to wait instead of relinquish, triggered movement in heaven. I observed those nights you remained awake, swallowing tears, when you turned away from easier routes to stay faithful along the narrow lane I mapped out. And now all of this becomes a well of power, lifting you into a breakthrough of prospects more astounding than you dared imagine. Spiritual gifts awaken anew. Passions once dormant are breathing life, and visions long considered dead reappear pulsing with bright potential. You are not only being prepared for a brighter season, but also transitioning into a stronger self, fortified, renewed, and ever aware of the Almighty's presence. My child, do not be alarmed if what you face seems larger than your abilities. That does not prove insufficiency. Rather, it shows my might is joining yours. The people I bring, the means I dispatch, the schedule I coordinate, all converge to shape the future I envisioned before you even knew me. Let go of trying to handle it all analytically. Begin to walk by faith even when you lack a full map, for I am your map. Holding my hand, you shall never lose your way. Review your past steps and notice I never abandoned you. I was there in your defeats, teaching humility, in your victories, teaching gratitude, and in your slips, showing you how to stand firmer. Today, you pause at a holy intersection. Lift your eyes, not in arrogance, but in recognition that you are cherished, not for your flawless record, but for my steadfast love. Once I commence a good work, I carry it through to finality. Now, having reached a crucial juncture in your spiritual path, I urge you to etch these truths deeply into your heart. They are not benign heavenly echoes, but priceless gems of reality taken from eternity's core. They are rays of brilliance lighting the route you traverse with care. This is an era of establishment, A time not just to hear, but to hold. Not just to learn, but to enact. Not simply to witness, but to inhabit the fullness that only I supply. Cling tightly to my words as though they are the sole rope preventing you from falling into darkness. For within each spoken promise, I unveil a vision of an unshakable kingdom where you are both resident and heir. You were never meant to fade within the masses, but to be a voice, a shining lamp, a testimony that my tenderness never depletes. Each day is not merely another series of empty hours, but a new page in an ageless script I continue writing with your existence. Open your spiritual eyes. Each morning you arise is no accident, but my affirmation that I remain active, channeling my love into every corner of your life. Resist letting trivial routines or fleeting distractions blind you to everyday miracles. Dawn's first breath, gentle sunlight, the timely word, the calm you cannot define. All these murmur, I am here, I have never departed. Beginning your day in thanksgiving is not solely noble, but a potent defense against discouragement and numbness. Gratitude is a stance aligning your soul with the source of life. When you appreciate what is present instead of dwelling on lack, you enlarge your heart to welcome further gifts. When you thank me for the seemingly small blessings, you reveal a heart I treasure, understanding that I require no praise, but cherish how gratitude softens your spirit, preparing you for the grace I'm pouring forth. Ponder how often I pierced the night to reach you, how many times I sent help precisely when needed. The right word, the timely embrace, unexplainable interventions that defy logic. These are holy footprints, marking my awareness and my love so unlike human affection, immovable by time, circumstances, or errors. In those silent interludes when life's chaos pauses, let your heart be an altar. Sit, let go of your frantic grip, and just listen. I do not always speak in thunderous tones, but I always breathe peace that this world cannot produce. Through sudden revelation, silent tears, and wordless cries, do not dread the stillness. There, my heartbeat for you is most tangible. Going forward with thankfulness, spiritual alertness, and an open soul clears your vision to discover the path I prearranged well before you sought guidance. That path does not ensure a thornless journey, but does promise my presence. It is not the easy highway for the many, but the narrow one for those I chose, molded, and commissioned. You are no longer merely following a route to personal gain. You are entering my divine course toward completing your destiny. Never devalue the importance of small daily choices. Never label tiny decisions as inconsequential. There, devotion is measured, fidelity is tempered, and faith is nurtured. I do not demand widely praised gestures. I seek a heart loyal in every detail, an attentive mind that stays open to my voice amid the uproar. This is your hour to live profoundly, believe more resolutely, and love more richly. Avoid skimming along the surface. Do not let fleeting seasons pass without your imprint. Offer each day as a holy gift to me. Let your every deed rise like fragrant incense before my throne. Your life is a melody I compose, each phrase and note shaped with intention. If you walk with gratitude, a stirred heart, and unreserved surrender, you become part of the sacred symphony I have begun. Journey with deep conviction, free of fear's grip. Understand, you are not merely existing day by day. You inherit an eternal kingdom. You are a child of the Maker, a chosen vessel of light in a tired, craving world. So each morning on opening your eyes, declare, "Thank you, Lord, for still holding me." Do not let it remain as words. Let it become your lifestyle. Where gratitude prevails, my presence is also. Where my presence abides, miracles emerge. I am your clarity amid confusion, your stamina in exhaustion, your calm when turmoil reigns. Your secure stance emerges not from your personal straining, but because I reside in you like a quiet subterranean stream that never diminishes. Hence, my child, release the burdens you have hefted for too long. The grudges, hurts, and agonizing memories no longer define you. You have moved beyond the shadow cast by your past harm and walk in the light of my ongoing work in you. Always keep in mind, forgiveness is not about negating pain, but about refusing to let pain chart your destiny. Surrendering bitterness does not mean justice is lost. Rather, you entrust it to one infinitely righteous. Those who harmed you will face truth in due time. Nothing eludes my eyes. However, your purpose is not gatekeeping justice, but bearing the fire that heals. Do not revisit the past with remorse. Gaze onward with hope. For what I am preparing will soon elucidate why I never allowed you to remain in those past confines. Beloved, I am reconstructing your life with the hands that bore sacrificial scars. What I remake now is neither a replica of what was nor a partial improvement, but a completely renewed structure, stronger, more splendid, and more whole. The opportunities you mourned as gone shall be replaced with unimaginable blessings. The companions who departed shall be supplanted by allies arriving with heartfelt sincerity, devoid of selfish motives, genuinely sent from heaven. No longer must you strive to be accepted or sustain half-hearted bonds. I am weaving relationships verified by my spirit, connections grounded in sincerity rather than fleeting factors. Let not your heart cling to the past. Its losses pale beside what I am unveiling for you. I alone know you better than you know yourself. I never permit anything to leave your hands except it no longer serves my eternal intent. When something breaks, it is not to cause misery, but to clear space for something superior. Staring backward might blind you to what opens in front of you. If you grasp tightly the old, your hands remain closed to the new. Unfurl your hands and believe I make all things new. And what I'm doing next will move you to tears of wonder. My care extends beyond grand events to minute details. No need goes unperceived. Your silent worries over unpaid bills, your private fretting about your children's futures, the loneliness you endure quietly. I see it all and do not stand aloof. I am operating on your behalf, sending supplies through surprising agents at perfectly timed intervals, in ways surpassing your imagination. But my concern is not restricted to physical needs. It encompasses mending your emotions, resetting fractured bonds, clarifying your mind, and soothing your soul. If your spirit feels weighed down by your burdens, if you believe you shoulder the world alone, heed these words. The troubles seem formidable, but are transient. Not the final blockade, but essential bends that reshape your perspective, refine your heart, and bolster your faith. None of this is random or vengeful. They are instruments I have introduced into your journey, never to annihilate, but to develop you for a more magnificent calling. View each challenge as an invitation to grow, to learn, to reawaken your soul, readying yourself for the coming surge. You are not being drawn back to be abandoned, but readied for a leap, like an arrow that must be pulled back before it soars forward. Those tears shed in secrecy were never unproductive. They were seeds of loyalty. In time, you shall harvest a joy that cannot be taken. You are not left alone on this route. Not one step is invisible to me. I stand with you, even if silently, never absent. If you are weary and doubting, remember my timeless truth. I am faithful. My pledges do not change with seasons, nor my love crumble under circumstances. Though everything else rumbles, I remain steady, supporting you when you lack the strength to stand. I am your might in frailty, your illumination in dimness, the gentle whisper in life's tempest. You will never be deserted. The sleepless Father surrounds you. My child, do not measure your value by the trials you endure. Do not be deceived into believing deferred dreams equate to a denied fate. Everything unfolds in my timing. And if I have asked you to wait, it is because what I store for you is too precious to be rushed. You are being purified like gold, not to be ruined, but to shine with brilliance. No destruction, only cleansing and fortification for the higher calling you have yet to fully imagine. I know you have questioned at times, felt too drained to persist, and almost relinquished your stand. Yet I saw your choice to rise again on trembling knees. I heard your hushed supplications when you lost the voice to pray aloud. In these lonely, minimal, and arid moments of unwavering loyalty, I have stored your treasures in my heart. You have not strayed from my plan. You tread the correct path. You are not a failed wanderer, but a pilgrim refined toward triumph. This trek is not meant for comfort, but resonates with divine majesty. It may not be padded with petals, but my presence saturates every mile. Each day you step out, each instance you cling to faith over fear, you approach the wide-open gate I erected for you. Let not your mere sight overshadow my words. Let no delays steal the hope I planted within you. Your road is not concluding, but pressing forward toward the destiny I assigned. Eventually, you shall realize every obstacle served a plan. Every tear was gathered in my vessel, and as you arrive through faith, not fortune, you will comprehend that the trials molded who you are. Strong yet soft, humble yet unwavering, loving yet unburdened by prior wounds. One who outgrew mere survival to live in abundant grace, in purpose, in divine calling. My beloved, pause amid life's chaos. Let your mind quiet, recalling this pivotal truth. You are never alone. I remain at your side, not simply observing from afar, but walking intimately, like a father steadfastly covering his dear child. Even when you have no strength to pray or stand, my presence remains alive, seeping gently through your soul's hidden places, filling the cavities left by disappointments, and seasoning your time-worn spirit with renewal. There is no depth of suffering beyond my ability to meet, no ache I fail to understand, no gash I do not aim to heal. Allow your heart to soften to this reality. Let me support you, not as a pitiful creature in need of pity, but as a priceless creation, being cleansed, polished, and elevated to a splendid use. You need not chase shallow proofs of affection, hollow words or illusions that compel you to modify your essence for belonging. My love expects no trade. It sees both your radiance and shortcomings, and still elects to abide, to adore, to complete. Settle for nothing less than my fullness. Refuse to label yourself with insecurities, old stigmas, or judgments cast by people. All of that I have removed. From my vantage, you are beloved, ransomed by an unmatched price, and chosen to manifest an unshakable glory. Receiving this not as cold facts, but as unveiled truth sets a wonder in motion. You will experience freedom beyond this world's illusions. A liberation blossoming from knowing you need no more demonstrations to be treasured, no more draining yourself for validation. Realize even mundane days can overflow with significance if you dwell beneath my active, abiding presence. Daily, I implore you to walk not merely with your feet, but with a willing heart and a listening mind. Seek my direction as a parched traveler seeks water in the desert, or a wanderer looks to the North Star in blackness. Reject autopilot living. Do not lose your days in repetitive tasks. Each new dawn is a chance to glean fresh insight, to dive deeper into your life's meaning. By discerning my subtle voice, you begin comprehending what I am sculpting in your life and what to set aside to progress further. Remain present in the here and now. Let the past slip away, and let tomorrow's fears not diminish your present joys. Each breath proves I am not finished. Each morning's arrival proclaims your greater tomorrows. Your journey is not a pointless cycle of events. It is a narrative continuously penned by the Maker, and you are its pivotal character, walking toward brightening chapters that surpass all prior experiences. My child, even in the darkest corridors where echoes fade to nothing, hold fast to this. I am there. Where no one grasps your heart, I do. Where no one hears your thoughts, I listen. Where all depart, I draw near. And beyond just being present, I uplift, shield, and comfort, like a father bearing his child across muddy fields and violent storms through uncharted land. When your energies are depleted and you cannot press on, let me sustain you with my powerful embrace. Accept this as your sacred inheritance, carefully readied for you. Never doubt or feel inadequate. In your meekest moments, my mercy radiates with the greatest brilliance. I do not require perfection, only that you keep your heart unclosed, letting me restore. Each time your spirit opens, each time you concede, "I can't, but you can," you extend an invitation for me to work miracles, to rebuild, to lead you into the promised land I set aside for you. And dear one, this saga is not yours to traverse alone, it is us together. Not only am I the author of your history, but I walk with you line by line in every period, every shift. I am present. Burn that truth into your heart. Let it be your fortress, from which you can stand and move with confidence, bravery, and liberation. My treasured one, as you keep going along this path, you will discover that wisdom is not founded on fully comprehending your environment, but on listening to me each step. I do not demand you grasp every solution in advance. I vow to enlighten you so you can see behind the layers of complication and detect the deeper significance of what arises around you. You will steadily glean not only how events unfold, but why, and the lessons I am weaving within them. Never do I permit anything to enter your sphere without intention. Every circumstance, every person, is purposely stitched into my grand layout. I will refine your mind so you are not directed by superficial feelings or public pressures, but by the calm, sure voice of my spirit. Learning to walk by my revelation rather than sight draws you into a dimension where little things become indicators, where hush transforms into language, and where seemingly unimportant connections become stepping stones to destiny. Be unhurried. Refrain from placing people in boxes of your prior conceptions, for often I employ the least likely to deliver the most remarkable gifts. You will sense that my direction points you not only to places, but to souls. They do not cross your path by coincidence, nor do you enter theirs arbitrarily. I send you to hearts yearning for comfort, for a sympathetic gaze, for an embrace beyond words. Many seem strong, but harbor barren stretches within. They need someone like you, not flawless but genuine, not all-knowing, but with an open spirit. Occasionally, the ones who departed, who hurt you, or fell out of touch will reappear as a new season dawns. Resist closing your heart from fear of re-injury. I will be your guard. You need not force the unnatural, but I invite you to maintain a gentle spirit, soft enough to answer hatred with kindness, soft enough to uplift someone if I ask. Some who once walked away still yearn for your word of blessing to heal. You are the one I appoint to offer it. Fear not being the initiator. Do not hesitate to speak first. Once you act in obedience, I respond. Once you choose love, I pour forth more love. Once you choose forgiveness, I grant liberty, firstly to you, then to the other. I operate through hearts that are willing, not impeccable. Each time you choose righteousness unseen by others, heaven notices it. Each time you encourage a soul, even though you feel drained, you embody a beacon of hope I wield. My assistance to you never ends. It flows like a perpetual stream, but I also want it to flow through you, through your deeds, your expressions, your day-to-day manner. Everyone thirsting, everyone seeking will find me, and I will reach them through your readiness. Recall, you don't have to stand behind a pulpit to touch lives. A note brimming with care, a smile that speaks understanding, or a moment of patience can become an altar of miracles. You are not ordinary. You are consecrated for a purpose. Though it may not sparkle in worldly eyes, heaven acknowledges it. Every step, every bond, every exchange in my hands morphs into a setting for my work. I intend to grant you spiritual alertness, to notice who needs a revitalizing word, who wish to give you the forbearance to remain with those who have lost the drive to go on. I want you to be their shelter as they flee from themselves. You shall succeed, not by your personal stamina, but because I reside in you. Move forth in trust. Cease comparing your race to others. Do not accept the lie that others carry more gifts or impact. Each human I shaped possesses a unique and irreplaceable part, including you. Perform it faithfully. Live each day as an offering of praise. Awaken and ask, Lord, whom shall I love with your love today? Through such living, you function as a conduit of holy refreshment in an arid land. This I promise. Upon pouring your heart into others' solace, I shall provide for your needs. As you sow comfort, I will fill you with deep peace. Where you dare to love in an indifferent world, I will shield you from cruelty. Whenever you serve others humbly, I will elevate you at the appointed moment in a way none can doubt. My dear child, now that you approach a pivotal threshold in your journey, I want you to heed the resonance from heaven. Great entrances emerge, not by chance or to merely adorn your life, but because I refined and led you through obscure valleys, forging you for a maturity to stand in the greatness I ordained. These prospects are not shallow gifts, but sacred intersections of calling, mercy, and divine commission. Yet, my child, as you pass this threshold, I beseech you, remain tender-hearted. Let humility anchor your soul beneath any outward favor. Pride is a sly shadow, an invisible pitfall that can grow undetected in success, transforming my gifts from honors to burdens. You must recall that it is I who pave the way, who elevate you, and who, with compassion, realign you if you wander from my eternal pattern. There is no need to stage your own greatness. You carry inherent worth already, not from achievements, but from my indwelling presence. Simplicity should be your mantle, sincerity your illumination, ensuring you never forget the ultimate priority, direct intimacy with me. Indeed, there shall be mighty blessings, but they are not for boasting before crowds. They should prompt you to kneel even lower in dependence on me. I did not summon you to a throne, but to humble service, to wash the feet of your fellows, to mirror not your glory but mine. My child, by immersing yourself in my wisdom, you find authentic resilience. No shell needed, no tension between insecurity and validation. The direction I offer is no rigid code, but a living current birthed in closeness with me. Train your heart to heed my gentle nudge, and clamorous outside opinions will not overwhelm you. You will learn when to pause, when to forge ahead, when to remain silent, and when to speak. None of these come from conceit, but from the solid calm my spirit bestows. I recognize you wrestled with doubt about yourself, about your purpose, even about the sincerity of your calling. Today I speak straightforwardly. Yes, you are chosen. Yes, you walk in the right lane. Yes, I will keep refining what I began in you. Let my words silence the negative voices that have followed you. Let my assurance, not people's, hush your soul's storms. Do not allow your heart to remain chained by the past or carried away by others' expectations. I alone deserve to anchor your soul. I lead you into this new season with unwavering valor. This is not wild action, but the firm stance born of my love, guidance, and shelter. Each step transforms from uncertain wandering into steps glowing with clarity, not because you grasp every detail, but because you trust me, the one holding your hand. Not that life has turned effortless, but you have learned to trust amidst the unknown. Humility protects you from straying when things escalate quickly, when eyes of many fix on you, when praises flood in, when multiple responsibilities knock in unison. Keep reminding yourself, I am the center, not you. Use your influence to steer people's perspective back to me, not you. Let them recall my kindness through your compassion, my discernment through your speech, my love through your actions. My child, do not tremble when you realize greater things await you. This is not fantasy, but the unveiling of a long-standing promise. Do not retreat while I enlarge your strides, yet do not hasten foolishly. Walk with deeper reliance upon me. The more I entrust you with, the more crucial your bond with me becomes. Increased impact demands deeper rooting in truth. Humility keeps you from drowning in applause or wandering into false enticements. Allow me to shape your inner self, not for outward display, but for my gaze, which surpasses any human accolade. Integrity in your heart yields the authority to heal, to shepherd, to liberate others. Yet real authority sprouts from surrender. Genuine triumph emerges in hidden devotion. Let your origin not vanish amid the fruitfulness. So keep advancing in faith, humility, and the poise of one who knows whose grip holds them. The wonder I shall reveal will amaze you, not because you are inadequate, but because it transcends everything you dared dream. You will not drown in it, for I am by your side constantly. Day by day, moment by moment, season after season, you will look back and perceive not a notably talented person, but a child preserved, led, and dispatched by a God who is infinitely merciful, loyal, and loving. Now offer me your heartfelt prayer. You might say, Lord, I lift my eyes in reverence, for this moment feels divinely aligned with your perfect time. I beg you to establish unwavering conviction in me that this truly is my turning point. Dispel every lingering doubt I accumulated while waiting, and help me perceive every sign, opening, and portal as a direct response to those silent cries of my heart. Grant me spiritual clarity, so I do not overlook anything vital you are now unveiling in this decisive season. Lord, since your promises are finally materializing, provide me with the peace beyond understanding so I can walk into these blessings undaunted. Teach me to receive the positive outcomes without fright or reluctance, but with gratefulness and a rightful boldness as your heir. Let me never attempt to prove my worth, remembering that your unbreakable love has already rendered everything complete. Lord, let discernment and wisdom abide in me, not just to embrace, but also to carefully manage all you are pouring out. Let my vision remain centered, not on shiny distractions, but on mindful watchfulness and humility. I know each good gift comes solely from you, and I never want to misuse a single treasure. Show me a clear path to step into all the doors you are opening, with unwavering reliance on your lead. Renew my mindset, Lord, so I cease to think like one who still waits, but rather live as one possessing your blessings now. Help me abandon my restrictive thought patterns and shed hidden fears that used to slow me. Demolish the lies whispering that I am unprepared, that I lack what is required. In this hour you have chosen, I step out from shadows of reluctance into the luminous reality of your decree. Broaden my heart, Lord, so I can become a sanctuary for others still waiting, still grappling, still struggling quietly. Let my journey reflect your faithful nature. Use me to guide others, so that in my abundant season, I also carry those seeking any flicker of hope. My child, if this word reached you, it was because I orchestrated it. You didn't just stumble here, you were summoned. Every sentence, every stirring in your spirit was me confirming what you've been sensing in silence. But don't stop here. This is not the end of my conversation with you. It is only the beginning. Return to this space, not for more content, but for more communion. Each message released here is timed by heaven, shaped in my heart, and delivered when you need it most. Subscribe, not out of habit, but out of hunger. Turn on the bell, not to stay updated, but to stay aligned. Comment, not to be seen, but to declare what was unlocked in you today. And share this with those whose hearts still wonder if I see them. Because just as I use this word to meet you, I will use you to reach them. Come back, again and again, because I'm not done speaking, and your next confirmation may be one video away. Amen.